Criminals can install the skimmers in pumps just like this in as little as 7 seconds. Issued a notice of violation to the homeowner here on Post Street for a number of things, including these weeds that are well past my knee. Because the use of drones for law enforcement is still so new, there's a lot of gray area between the FAA and state laws. What are these people supposed to do? When a rock just like this came smashing through his windshield. Strong wind caused this massive tree to topple over. What he does not want is his department and his deputies carrying out ICE raids or rounding up illegal immigrants. Were you spending the customers' money? These 6 doors were coated in spray paint this morning. Police told me they found a man with gunshot wounds to his chest. He's in violation of the Arizona State Board of Cosmetology for doing that without a license. With just the high tension right now with what's going on across the country involving police and shootings, is that why the presence was so large tonight here at the hospital? But it was too late. Her money was gone. Tonight I talked to the realtor selling this home. I noticed you blew past the yellow tape. Why was that?
Well, how else am I going to get through?
But they blocked it off so that drivers won't go through because it's too dangerous.
I can swim in 3 feet of water.
You weren't worried about your kid at all when you guys got stuck? We talked to Tucson Electric Power, who said they gave the owner of this park multiple warnings that if the bill wasn't paid, all electricity here would be shut off. TEP said the owner, quote, declined to pay the bill at this time. So now more than a dozen trailers here are left in the dark.
No power in this place at all. None of the trailers here got power.
David Vaughn is using this flashlight to see tonight. He's lived in this trailer park for over a year with his girlfriend and their children. He said he paid his November rent on time and said all of the utilities except for gas are included in the rent. But yesterday afternoon, all power to the park was shut off.
I'm paid up full, and I'm just a little irritated with the whole situation.
Lack of light isn't the only problem. Their food is spoiling.
We can't have food in our refrigerator because the refrigerator's not working, so we got to eat out.
We can't even take hot showers because we have no electricity. Can't do nothing. Can't wash the dishes in hot water. Can't get my daughter a shower.
Tonight I talked with the mobile home park manager. He didn't want to go on camera, but said his hands are tied in this situation and said the owner of the park pays the bills. He also lives here and is affected by the loss of electricity as well. The tenants are concerned about what could happen next.
Talking about maybe closing down the trailer park because of all this, yeah. So that means everybody will be out of a place, you know?
So homeless?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That could be next.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen.
And according to the Pima County Assessor's website, the owners of the park are an LLC group out of California. I've reached out to them through the manager, but at this point I have not heard back. Now, because of the lack of utilities here, it's very possible that the properties could be condemned. I put a link to current tenant and landlord laws on our website. Just head to TucsonNewsNow.com. The protesters said the video you're about to see shows Tucson police officers using excessive force. Meanwhile, TPD said the crowd was advancing on their officers and they used pepper spray to keep them back.
You don't push old women to the ground and then pepper spray those that are trying to help her.
Tonight, 4 of the people who took part in this immigration protest in downtown Tucson tell me they're outraged over the actions of the TPD officers in this body cam video.
Brutality, oppression.
You need to go out of the street or you're going to be arrested.
When Tucson police say get back on the sidewalk, why not just do that and get out of the street?
Many people were getting on the sidewalk. It was them acting violent. You could see my friend just holding onto his bike, trying to go to the sidewalk, and they're pushing him.
The protesters say they were trying to follow the officers' commands, but things turned violent within seconds. TPD said an officer was hit in the back by someone in the crowd, and when officers tried to arrest that person, the crowd moved in and an officer used pepper spray to disperse them.
So we wanted to be there with our phones to be in solidarity. We're not a group that's going to be split apart when some of our folks are being attacked and brutalized.
Now investigators from the Office of Professional Standards are looking into exactly what happened between protesters and officers, but this group wants TPD to be held accountable. You think any of the officers should lose their job over this?
Absolutely.
The chief of police says they'll investigate any and all complaints filed with the department.
So I'm looking at 360 degrees around them in case somebody tries to come over and ambush them.
An eye in the sky. This is actual footage shot from the Sahuarita Police Department's new Phantom 4 series drone as they searched for a suspect at this cement plant.
There's a possibility that somebody could be inside the building.
The department's 2 drones can travel up to 45 miles an hour, with a 30-minute flight time before they need to be recharged. This iPad sits on the controller, capturing the video in real time. Officer Raul Mata just became certified by the FAA to pilot the drone. He said they'll be instrumental in helping to locate missing hikers.
The fact that we could probably narrow down a time search of 3.5 hours to 15 minutes is immense.
Because the use of drones for law enforcement is still so new, there's a lot of gray area between the FAA and state laws. But one question many want to know, will these drones encroach on the public's privacy?
We're not going to be looking in people's bedrooms. If there's something that needs to be done that requires a warrant, we're going to get a warrant.
State regulations prohibit the drones from being used in vehicle pursuits or equipping them with weapons and flying them at night. Officers must keep the drones in line of sight at all times. Sahuarita PD says the drones are more cost-effective than deploying a helicopter. They say the drones increase officer safety, and they foresee other departments adding drones to their team in the future.
It's actually a force multiplier. It's essentially the same as having 20 extra officers that are eyes to be able to move around and see.
Reporting in Sahuarita, Kristin Haubrich, KOLD News 13, live, local, late breaking.